everyone, I'm Becky,
And I'm Sarah.
and we're doing Bickering Book Reviews. Today we are talking about Finders Keepers by Sarah Adler, which I got a copy off of NetGalley.
Same.
So this book is about Nina and Quentin, and they grew up literally like wall to wall next door to each other. They grew up in a duplex, and they were kind of friends as kids, and then in high school, well, they were pretty good friends as kids, and in high school, they got fixated on this mystery because in their town there is a castle that was built by this man who owned a seltzer empire, and there was supposed to be a secret hidden treasure on the grounds. And they had spent like this whole summer in high school trying to find it. And things happen. They have a falling out. Quentin goes to live somewhere else, and they don't see each other for like 15 years. It was 17 years, wasn't it? And then through a series of events, they're both back in their family's houses again, and they're in their early 30s. And he's a grown-up lawyer. She just got her PhD, but bad breakup, didn't get an academic, like, 10-year job. And so they're kind of both struggling, and Quentin's like, hey, let's try to find the fortune again. And so they start this fortune treasure hunting deal. And as they interact, old crushes become resurfaced and things go from there. So I liked this book. I think the thing I liked about this book the most was there's a lot of books that they call a rom-com, but they're not actually funny. And to me, this book, there were like a good 5 minute, like 5 different parts that I laughed aloud. And that doesn't usually happen to me.
This book was funny. I was also laughing with it. I'm just more tepid towards it. Like I'm just kind of like okay with it. And I think also like part of it I think is because it took a while for like anything romantic, not romantic, but anything steamy to happen. Like it took a while.
But I feel like that happens in like these kinds of books. And honestly, compared to some of the other ones I've read recently, it was like 60 some odd percent of the way through the book. And I liked their interactions, like, and I kind of like the fact that we got to see them interact and like see them as friends, and like it made like you could like you kind of got to see her crush on him because it is told from her perspective before all of a sudden like it gets hot and heavy.
Yeah. I mean yes, what you're saying is right, but as a reader, like I'm just kind of tepid towards it. Plus I also think that this for me brought up kind of a bigger conversation in kind of publishing as far as the trigger warnings. Like I feel like they're important and I feel like they should be there. I just sometimes I don't like not sometimes. I really don't like them at the beginning of the book. I think it colors my perception of the book and it colors my expectations of the book. And like, I think that it should just be at the back of the book. Like, I think it should be very similar to like the manga books where they put like, you're reading this book wrong, like in the back. Like, just put it in the back. Because like, now, because like then I like judge the book against what it says its trigger warnings were, and like it very briefly touched on the trigger warnings. Like it wasn't even a key part of the story.
Like I do think that they need to have them because you never know, like somebody might
Oh,
pick it up.
completely.
And particularly like this book looks very like fun fantasy. And there are some like heavier issues in this book that I feel like they didn't really wade into that deeply, which I was okay with. My thing is, I don't even read the trigger warnings. I just like, because I read it on my phone and I just skip ahead to like the start of the story.
Maybe I should just stop doing it. But no, I definitely like it. Definitely colors my opinion of the books because like I feel like the surface level with which the trigger warning kind of instances were in this book is very like it felt very normal to me. You know what I mean? Like you typically see because like for it to be a good book, it needs to have a little bit of substance. So like this substance is always there. Like it wasn't like any more so than any other book.
But in all fairness, that means that you weren't triggered by it. But somebody who
That's
has been
true.
triggered by it, it might have been a lot more.
No, and you're completely right.
So it is
I don't
like,
know. I don't know. I just wish they weren't in the beginning of the book. I guess is really just what it comes down to. I wish it was in the back of the book.
yeah.
I think it should still be there, and I think there should still be a note that there are trigger warnings, but I just wish that the explanation of those of said trigger warning should be in the back of the book.
I don't know.
And in the same place every time, like so that like readers know, like, okay, I need to immediately go here to look for it, but like I don't know. But it's not like here's your trigger warnings, now here's like my acknowledgments.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I
like
do think there's a bigger conversation that needs to be had about like trigger warnings and like where they go and all that kind of stuff.
um, but back to the actual
The actual book.
I
No, I
enjoyed.
definitely liked the male protagonist better than I liked the female protagonist.
I feel like that happens a lot in romance books because I think it's easier for the author to write like the crush as opposed to the person having the crush.
Well, and I guess I also feel like I feel like a lot of the substance that was, I mean, and this gets back to the same issue I was already talking about, but like it gets back to the substance of the main character, right? Like I feel like her anxiety like felt very surface level. It didn't feel wrong, but it didn't feel very realistic. It was just like, I don't know, it was just like a surface level person with anxiety, not like, I don't know, it just didn't feel like too deep.
I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed it. Like I thought it was fun. I read it quickly, which was good. Like I didn't have a lot of time to read it. I didn't like I don't know if I like necessarily connected super with Nina, but I think a lot of times main characters are just kind of there for you to witness the world through. I thought the stuff with the fountain fortune and the house was kind of fun.
I thought that was interesting, and I thought the kind of relationships between the fountain guy and all of his people was
Yeah.
interesting and unique.
And I liked how they like kind of like sprinkled that in because like it wasn't like an information dump like here's everything you need to know about the background, like it was slowly revealed. And I like the idea of like where you end up is somewhere different than where you think you're going to end up. And I kind of part of me was disappointed about how the treasure thing played out, but then the other part of me is like it's an adult book, what else are you going to do, right?
It
Like
couldn't really have played out in any other way.
and I'm okay with that. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I mean it was okay. Like it was fine.
So we're going to rate it. Our rating system starts at the top with 4. We go down to 2. If we don't like it, it is a horse.
Starts at 5, I
Starts
thought.
at 5. I'm sorry. Starts at 5, goes down to 2. If we don't like it, it's a horse.
Well, either way, I'm at a 3. Like it was, it was perfectly fine.
I'm at a
Like
4.
yeah.
I enjoyed it. Like, I would read more books in this world if there are more books in this world. I thought it was funny. Like, that's to me, like, that was a major deal to me. Because, like, I've read so many books that they're like, great new rom com. And I'm like, this is not funny. And I liked the characters and I liked the setting. And so I'm at a 4.
Yeah, it was okay.
So that is where we are on Finders Keepers, and we'll see you around.
Bye.